Welcome back to Business for Breakfast.
It is 8:21 here on Money Radio 1200. I'm Jeffrey O'Brien.
And I'm Francoise Rhodes. And the Dow is still down 34. NASDAQ is up 9. S&P 500 is right there at even.
And your Dow futures up 19. Corn is up 3. And gold is up $3 to $1,293 an ounce. So big news coming out of the Philippines right now is that they are cracking down on counterfeiting, and they have raided 17 different warehouses. And inside they found fake Nikes, Addidas, Converse, Skechers, Puma, Converse. I know. Shut up, Jeff.
I have my Skechers on. Oh.
Honda jackets. I didn't know that was something like a big deal.
For motorcycles.
I was going to say motorcycle jackets.
Oh, I thought it was like promotional jackets. I'm like, if I'm Honda, I'm not that upset about that. But I guess the counterfeiting is a big, big deal. And the big question is, why is the Philippines making a big deal out of this? Let's find out what's going on. We have with us right now for our Ethics Watch segment, Dr. Adriana Sanford, professor to over 1,600 MBA and undergraduate students, clinical associate professor in the management department of W.P. Carey School of Business at Arizona State University. She teaches ethical leadership, business law, and international management, and she's with us this morning. Good morning, Dr. Sanford.
Good morning, Jeffrey. Good morning, Francois.
Good morning.
Okay, so why is it big news that the Philippines are going after all the counterfeiting? Why are they making such a big deal out of this?
Well, the Philippine government is actually taking a very aggressive stance to enforce intellectual property rights in their country. They have been doing this now for a number of years because they no longer want to be on that list of countries that allows counterfeiting. It's actually what we're seeing is a lot of effort on their part by the National Committee on Intellectual Property Rights and by other member agencies to seize counterfeit.
Why are all these counterfeits such a big deal? What does it hurt?
The counterfeiting industry is booming. It has been booming, and the World Customs Organization says that the annual global trade in counterfeit products is about $6 billion. And they expect it to rise to $1.7 trillion by 2015 if we don't do anything about it. That's about 5 to 7% of worldwide trade is coming from the counterfeit market. So it's a big deal.
All right, so it hurts these big companies. Not only do you see a rise in what's being counterfeited, but that also means a negative impact for the companies, either because of the shoddy products or just losing that revenue, period. How does it hurt us, the consumers, though?
Well, it hurts the consumers because a lot of consumers, a lot of individuals don't understand what a counterfeit product is. They assume it's just like a generic, and it's not. And in some cases, it can be dangerous or deadly. If we're talking about power cords, there can be a fire. If we're talking about pharmaceuticals, you can have a death.
How is that Honda jacket going to kill me?
Sometimes consumers will go and they'll buy something because it's cheaper, it's more affordable. But the problem is it's tied in many cases to terrorist financing, which is why the U.S. has stepped up their efforts with an IP czar in order to help companies shoulder the cost and go after it. Because terrorists are no longer using drug money. They're no longer in that business or in charities. They've turned to counterfeit.
So I guess if it doesn't hurt me while I'm wearing it, it could be hurting me in other ways and all the people around me.
Right. And the other issue is if you're a manager, it's hurting your business. You know, as a consumer, you may feel one way, but as a manager, what you need to realize is your product is not being bought. Your sales won't go up as much. You're not going to get that raise. You're not going to get that promotion unless you do something.
Dr. Sanford, I've been thinking this is such a fascinating conversation. When you're out shopping and you see, let's say, a Coach bag, and then right next to it, there's another bag that is almost so identical, but it doesn't have the Coach name. How do they get away with that? I mean, they're almost identical except for the name. How is that not counterfeit?
It is, and that's the problem. The counterfeit products are becoming so good now that sophisticated shoppers are having a very difficult time in distinguishing what is authentic and what is a counterfeit product.
Well, don't the shopkeepers, when they have something like that, it says, you see sometimes the label says, just like A or similar to A. That's the way they're able to do it legally, right?
When you are copying a product, 70%, and people actually look at it and think it is the real product, you've got a problem.
So
you are violating rights.
So over 70% is the threshold?
Well, I can't say what the threshold is, but if to the average consumer, they believe it's the real product, you've basically copied somebody else's intellectual property.
Right.
Let's say with Tiffany. Tiffany had a necklace. That item was copied in such a way that it looked authentic that Tiffany could no longer tell the difference in their stores. And if that item is purchased by Tiffany and you want to return it, unless you have a receipt, you can't because it looks identical. And the problem with that is, again, that particular company is losing all those sales. And individuals will no longer want to buy it because that could be counterfeit or that looks counterfeit, and I don't want to wear that.
So what are some solutions to this ginormous problem? It's not just here, it's worldwide. How do you solve the counterfeiting problem?
If your product is popular, there's going to be counterfeiting. Somebody's going to want to make
Oh, my gosh, there's going to be a counterfeit business for breakfast program. Mm-hmm. What will we do?
Right. Well, what you have to do is you have to change the way consumers look at counterfeiting. If you can change their views on what this is and make them aware of how dangerous this can be, not only because it's robbing someone of their intellectual property, but because of the terrorists financing, because of the dangers of, safety issues. And the other point we didn't mention is companies are liable if they know their product is being counterfeited and it is a safety risk. If a company stays quiet and turns a blind eye and something happens to the public, they will be liable. They must, at this point, speak up.
Wow.
So how do we protect ourselves? You need to thoroughly vet your investigators and get somebody out there where these counterfeit products are being sold and go and seize them. The problem is most of this is not domestic. Most of this is coming from other countries. And in that case, it's a little bit more complicated. There's a new company out there that came up with a technology which seems to be pretty good. It's called 6 Degrees Counterfeit Protection, and they're based out of Los Angeles.
Take a look at that, 6 Degrees Counterfeit Protection. We're all out of time for this. Thanks so much for being with us, Dr. Adriana Sanford from the W.P. Carey School of Business at Arizona State University. We have Scam Watch on the way, as well as a look at your sectors. More of Business for Breakfast continues after this. It's Money Radio 1200.